What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Saturday, July 12th, 2025, and we're back with another live here on the Torian and Remy Loaded channel. If you have not done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Or if you don't get the notification in there, make sure to join the Discord and you should receive it there. Before we get into everything, let's see who we have so far in the building. We have Kind Equation Arts, who's been here since yesterday. Shout out to you. We have Wallow J. We got Miss Nisi. We got Reparations Nation, Jay Cage, Anita Harrell, Corey, Dark Titan, Cosma Fury, Bills Fan 1970, Don P, Eddie Foster, Jerry Bedford, The Atavis, Anthony, Black Suede, Zavon. Who else do we have in here? And Kells 517. And shout out to, and also Go just popped in as well. So shout out to everybody that just came in here as well. So last Saturday, I did a live on Tyrone Magnus and what he had to say about Ironheart, and we went through that, and it was so excruciating and whatnot. But little did I know this week I will be coming back here to talk about this again, but not from the standpoint of Tyrone Magnus. We already packed him, and he blocked me on Twitter, by the way. But we're going to be talking about this individual by the name of Nerd Rodic. Now, I don't think I've ever done a video or a live stream on him before, but I've talked about one of his cohorts by the name of Ryan Cannell a couple of times, from what he had to say about the Batman movie a couple years ago to the comments he made about George Floyd, and I think it was something else not too long ago that I addressed him on as well. But I never talked about Nerd Rodic. Now, Nerd Rodic is another one of those individuals who's over in that camp who is staunchly anti-black. It's like a whole horde of them. I actually made a post up on my Twitter account. I actually made it on my Threads account too, in so many words, saying I'm kind of glad that Fantastic Four will probably be the last major comic book movie to come out for a while, because now we can stall them out for as long as possible, at least until sometime next year. But I won't hold my breath. But there was a situation that went viral on social media where he and a whole panel that he had were critiquing, because I refuse to call them reviewing, the Ironheart trailer when it came out back in May. And the stuff that they said on there, black people got a hold of it, and I knew that black people who weren't even aware of who these people were going to find out who they were, and they were going to go and leave some comments in the comments of that particular video. So before we actually get into the main video, I'm going to show you the video that went viral on social media so you can see for yourself, just in case y'all never saw that video, so you can hear what they had to say. So I'm going to bring that video up right now.
God, I wonder what this Nerdrotic panel of men and people not of color have to say about a show with a young black female lead. There has to be some genuine commentary happening here, right? Some thoughtful, nuanced breakdown, right?
My stepdad
Black girl
used to say
magic.
the best way to know a thing
My stepdad, because my real dad
is to
left
take it
me.
apart.
Hear what he said right there? And by the way, the person that said that's that heel versus babyface person I was talking about last week, the one that I said looks like Pearl from Blade. He says, first off, one of them said black girl magic, and then the other one said stepdad because my dad left me. If they knew what the show was about or knew her character, they would know that her stepdad was killed in a drive-by. He didn't leave. But see, they already started. The trailer just started, and they couldn't wait. I just want y'all to understand what's going to happen here as we go on with this stream, y'all.
Are they going to play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know this is a show about black people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
Now they're going to say, oh, they're going to play hip hop music in it, so they're going to let me know it's a black show. Well, like we always say, hip hop is the #1 consumed music in the world, and it's mainly because of people that look like them. Of course, they're younger than them. Wouldn't have been interesting if they didn't play hip hop music in the trailer. They would have been sitting up there looking dumb. I mean, they're already dumb anyway.
I'm supposed to like it or not.
Yeah.
You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
You heard it. You heard what they said. I don't need to repeat it. You already know what it was. That wasn't criticism. That wasn't analysis. That was straight up mockery. And not just of Ironheart, but of black culture, black families, black identity. And that smug little tone they had while saying it wasn't accidental. That was intentional. That was meant to belittle, to devalue, to turn a show featuring a brilliant young black girl into a punchline. You hear a black girl mention her stepdad and your first instinct is to laugh. You hear certain music and you start making.
And also too, that goes back to, remember when I did the live on a couple days ago on Elijah Schaefer and the black men in Chicago who was doing the stroller run, the thing, and he was saying, oh, look, that coach is doing the bare minimum. Listen to what they're doing right here, because in the show she's highlighted as having a very strong connection with her stepdad. But see, even here, what did they do? These panel of all white men, and not, first off, not even all of them are from the States. Some of them are international and they have that mindset. But look at what they did right here. A highlighting of a black stepdad with his stepdaughter, who he basically calls his daughter and she calls her dad, are still making a mockery of it. That's why it be irking the hell out of me when you got these buck dancers trying to tap dance for these individuals because they don't like you.
Assumptions about what kind of show this is going to be. You're not pointing anything out. We're not learning anything from you. You're just trying to get a laugh at the expense of blackness, like it's worthless.
What would her Jarvis be called?
Jemima?
Jarvis. I already said Jarvis.
So here it is right here with the stereotypical black girl names, because the girl who her AI is, her name is Natalie. And she was killed the same day that her stepdad was in the drive-by. And they asked her what would her Jarvis be. Jarvis was the name of Tony's AI for his suit. And they started naming out these very stereotypical names, saying Jarviqua and Jemima. One even said Shanae, which lets me know you probably watched Martin, because where else did you get that name from?
Jaquisha. I think Jamichael works.
I'm going with Shanae.
I'm gonna go with shit.
Wow. Likely.
Shit, I think you mean Shithiad.
Joanna Man. Joanna Man.
Joanna Iron Man.
Joanna Iron Man.
You want a father.
And then the names. The whole joke about what her AI would be called wasn't even creative. It was just a laundry list of the most stereotyped, overused characters you could pull from your mental filing cabinet, labeled things I think sound ghetto. You're not critiquing the show. You're flexing your own biases and trying to get a room full of yes men to laugh along with you.
Mind you, and I'm glad you brought up Candy Equation. I'm glad you brought up the black fatigue part, because the trailer for this show dropped in May, like May 15th, I think, right around the time when they were peddling that black fatigue thing very hard, because that was coming off of the heels of the Shiloh Hendrix situation. So, and the thing is, we knew when this trailer dropped, we already knew what they were going to say, because they're so predictable. Now, you see the thumbnail that's behind the video? All of those are thumbnails from Nerd Rodic's channel. That just shows you how many times he talked about this show that he had no interest in. Why did he do it? Because he has to grift. What does the thumbnail say? They need us to pay their bills. Because if I don't like something, I'm not going to keep talking about it over and over and over again, just because that's a headache.
You know, they need to be thankful there's Marvel fatigue and nobody's gonna, except for Disparu and me and a couple people here, are gonna watch that fucking show.
I've been looking forward to this for months.
I have too.
I bet you have been looking forward to it for months, because now you have a punching bag. You have something to talk about. Going back to the post that I made talking about, I can't wait for Fantastic Four to come out and do its thing and then leave, because then what are they going to have to talk about between now and next year? Nothing. at least nothing to keep them going. No, what they're going to do is they're going to reach back on something they already talked about and rehash it. That's what they did with the Snow White movie.
I don't like nobody's even gonna bother, like, and nobody's gonna watch that.
And then saying the show is lucky no one's gonna watch it because of Marvel fatigue. You're not talking about fatigue. You're hoping people don't tune in. You want this to fail, not because of its quality or storytelling, but because a young black girl is at the center of it. That's what you meant. We all heard it. And I don't care what else you said in that video. I don't care what your larger point was supposed to be. Once you let that kind of mess fly, the rest is irrelevant. You can't bury that under 7 more minutes of so-called commentary. You said what you said, loudly and proudly, surrounded by a panel of people who didn't push back for a second. Not one black voice. And I already know some of y'all thought it was hilarious. But let me tell you something. This is exactly how bias stays alive. This is how people learn it's okay to laugh at what they don't understand and who they don't respect. It's not funny. It's never been funny. So watch Ironheart. Not because it's perfect, not because it's Marvel, but because Riri Williams matters. Because her story deserves to be told. Because representation like this matters to kids growing up in a world still full of this kind of trash.
So that's that video. That's the video right there, initial video. Now, like I said, I wanted to show this video first because now we're going to head into the response video that Nerd Rodic put out with him and some of the same people that was on that panel. And I want y'all to listen to how they try to throw themselves into the victim mode as if they did absolutely nothing wrong or did not do anything to warrant the backlash. Because like I said, a lot of black people had no clue who this guy was, or a lot of the people that was on his panel the day that they said this. But when this video that y'all just watched went out there, that's how a lot of black people got exposed to who they were. And then they went and they found the video and they flooded the comments. So let me go ahead and take this down, and we're going to now show the response. And I just want you to hear the absolute nonsense. And before I go any further, let me give a shout out to the Dre Max show, because he's the person I was watching a video, a live that he did, and that's how I found out about this. Because honestly, I would have never known this existed until he actually did a lot. Well, he didn't do a live about it, but he incorporated it into his live. So let's see what nonsense he about to talk about.
Hello, fellow black
like
people.
I guess maybe they're watching if Perry clips it out. But
notice how they started it off. Hello, fellow black people. And note, like, again, these are some of the same people on here that was on the video that we just watched. I'm not sure about this guy right here. He's the only one who looks ethnically ambiguous. So, they got to have their quota in there somewhere, I guess, for cushion. So it's mainly all white men, one white woman, and that one ethnically ambiguous guy. So that's their diversity right there.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Black TikTok, what's up? I'm huge over Black TikTok. FNT, everybody loves it.
I love TikTok.
I'm getting so many nice emails right now. One guy, the worst insult of them all was they said my beard looks like linen from the dryer linen. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to recover from that. Yeah.
And this is probably the most attention Nerd Rodic or any of them have ever gotten from black people, because black people wouldn't have known who they were any other way except outside of that video. And the thing is, they can only say stuff like this from the comfort of their home or their studio, because they wouldn't dare go outside and say an ounce of the stuff they say online in front of the face of another black person, whether that is definitely not a black man, and most likely not even a black woman.
Oh, Gary, I'm sure you'll find a way.
My favorite time, whenever, every 6 months when we get these black outrages over something we say on this channel, my favorite parts are like the dozens and
that's Ryan right there. The one talking, that's Ryan Cannell. That's the one right there that got so in his feelings because there were too many good black people he said there weren't enough good white people in the Batman movie. He said it was only Bruce Wayne and Alfred. Everybody else was a bad guy, but the black people were so good. That's him. for those who forgot.
Dozens of people that say, well, I want to hit that white boy right in the fucking mouth. And a bunch of people just cheering him on. And it's like, man, I applaud people for fighting back against the stereotypes, you know?
So now he's doing the whole thing of, oh, black people are so violent. Meanwhile, I just recorded a video about a young girl who took out both her stepdad and her mother and then got up there and at their funeral and pretended like she didn't do it, crying her eyes out. And then they found out months later that she did it because she was talking to an investigator on TikTok on how to do this and do that. Let's talk about stereotypes, Ryan. Yeah, Miss Lisa, I know I pointed them out. I said the ethnically ambiguous one.
Dude, that is the top comment on the TYT fucking video.
How dare they say? How dare they say we're all about violence? I'm gonna fuck them up for saying that.
If I see you in the street, I'm coming for you. I can't.
And see, the thing is, they're laughing about this, but see, again, they're making it seem like black people have no reason to want to respond to them in the way that they did. You heard what they said. But now they're trying to make it seem like, oh, black people are just inherently violent and just want to go and attack white people for whatever reason. See what I'm talking about here? This is that's why I showed y'all that first video first. And now look at how they're responding. As if they did or said nothing wrong to warrant the pushback.
TV show about a superhero, I'm gonna beat your face.
No, we got one this morning. Is like, I'm gonna send some black people to impregnate your daughters. I'm like, I don't have any.
It's crazy because they're saying all of this stuff right here, but they didn't show not one screenshot of any of the comments that they said. So I take what they say with a grain of salt.
Daughters, so I'm not worried about it.
We're gonna make him trans too.
Yeah. But again, way to like stay away from those stereotypes.
Very level-headed.
I'm sorry.
Aggressive.
I'm sorry, guys. It's cultural. It's not a stereotype. It's cultural.
I just want to point out, we are not the ones that decided to make a show about a character that's failed over and over and over again that people despise. We are not the ones that decided to basically make the entire crime squad minorities. Marvel decided to do that. They are the ones that decided to do it. They're the ones that decided to write it this way.
But guess what? When the trailer came out, y'all decided to band together and say what you said on that trailer. Marvel did not make you do that. See how Ryan tiptoes around it to try to remove himself and try to remove themselves and absolve themselves of what they did and what they said to warrant the backlash? Y'all brought this on yourselves. That's all it is.
Are reacting to what they've written, and it's laughable, quite frankly. But here we are. And of course, all the same articles that get rehashed from whenever the last thing that happened came out, where they say, well, people can't handle someone of color in a superhero movie. That's why there's review bombing. Man, I guess, I don't know about you guys. I missed the Telegram message telling all the racists to go review bomb Wakanda Forever or Black Panther. We missed that one. I don't know how that happened.
My favorite one was the doctor guy from TYT, whatever. And he says, "Gah, black people we just can't get a break." And I'm like, can't get a break. So Disney hire you, one of the biggest, if not
the one talking, y'all, that's Pearl. That's Pearl from Blade. Y'all can see it, right? Y'all couldn't see him in the other one, but that's Pearl from Blade.
The biggest entertainment company out there. They give you $100 to $150 million. You got your showrunners in place. You got your writers in place. You got your actors in place. You got everything that you could possibly imagine. So what you're really saying.
And notice, I want y'all to understand something here, y'all. All of these individuals right here, they couldn't grift off of sinners. They couldn't. Oh, but that didn't stop them from probably trying. As a matter of fact, the critical drinker, who's not present, but he's a part of this crew, he had to upload his review. No, not had to. He chose to. He chose to upload his review of Sinners on his alternate channel, not his main channel where he's talking a bunch of bullshit, but his alternate channel. When people was asking them, where's your Sinners review at? Where's it at? Where's that? Because you like to say woke this and woke that and a whole bunch of other stuff. Meanwhile, your movie is sitting at a 4.1 on IMDb. Let me tell you something else. Every last one of these people up here, well, the majority of them are failed artists. Whether they wanted to act, whether they wanted to direct, whether they wanted to write, produce, whatever, was all mid to failure. And anything that they push out there is heavily agenda based. So they figured this is their way of clapping back at the industry because they didn't get a chance. I can see why. I wouldn't have gave your ass a chance either.
Oh man, why can't we force people to like bullshit? Because that's what you're fucking saying.
Yeah.
And no one was forcing anybody to watch Ironheart. There was mixed reviews. Some people said they liked it. Some people didn't like it. It is what it is. I said it. I liked it. But the thing is, all that hate that they put out there propelled that show to be the #1 watch show on Disney Plus. Because now you had people's curiosity peaked. And people were saying this show was not nearly as bad as they tried to make it out to be. And that was based off of a trailer. Now, when this video went up, if you missed it at the beginning, it said June 27, 2025. That was 3 days after the first 3 episodes aired.
The parallels with
the opportunity. We didn't make this shit. We didn't write it.
It's not enough to just have representation. Like, it's got to be well written too. And they get upset when you're not happy.
This is the same fucking
like,
company.
no, you got to just take everything.
Yeah. Well, this is the same fucking company that can't.
Oh, the ethnically ambiguous one is about to speak.
Make a fucking Blade movie.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
And you're gonna get mad at us for saying this show sucks because it does. And they're like, well, you know, they just.
We're not mad at you, confused guy, that you said the show sucks. The people were pissed because of what was said in the previous video about the damn trailer. Y'all know one of my biggest pet peeves is the insulting of my goddamn intelligence. And that's exact. How did I know the confused one was going to be the one to piss me off the most out of all of them that's up here? We weren't mad if people said the show sucked or whatever. Well, first off, you need to better give a reason, your reasons as to why. Don't just say it sucks. But it wasn't that. We knew that y'all came into this with an anti-black bias because the vast majority, at least that whole top row, does not like black people. It is documented. It's proven. You had Ryan Cannell out there talking about, oh, look, here's a statue of George Floyd with the person that's supposed to be the statue with his head on the ground with a foot on top of it at Disneyland or Disney World, wherever the hell he went.
Can't stand seeing a black woman succeed. She doesn't succeed at anything. She literally tells the people that try to help her,
money.
Go fuck yourself. I need to be iconic. Now I'm going to go run out in the streets and start committing crimes.
Well, the thing I find so funny about all this is that back in 2020, we had all these articles after George Floyd talking about.
There it is. There it is. There it is. They had to bring up George Floyd. And that's another reason why they don't like him. Because they felt like the death of George Floyd is the thing that brought in all this extracurricular in their terminology, wokeness to Hollywood. They feel like that, and that's why they hate him. Who would have thought that the death of a black man at the hands, or should I say at the knee of Derek Chauvin, would have pissed them off that much? Not because of what Derek Chauvin did, but because of what happened after the fact. Lauren, she says, why are you giving these low vibrational people any of your energy? Because this is what I do. I called out Tyrone last week, and I'm going after the Holy Grail this week. It's not the first time, and if a damn sure won't be the last. Shit, now I done lost my damn spot.
Tells the people that try
She
to help
needs
her,
money.
go fuck yourself. I need to be iconic. Now I'm going to go run out in the streets and start committing crimes.
Well, the thing I find so funny about all this is that back in 2020, we had all these articles after George Floyd talking about positive Black representation in entertainment. So here we have a show that's basically written by Black people. We have Ryan Coogler endorsing it, producer, whatever. And what is it filled with? A bunch of negative stereotypes. It's like, and people are applauding it, and we're being called racist for pointing this out. It's like, I thought you wanted.
That's not what you pointed out though in the trailer. See, this is the thing. They are saying that people are coming at them because they're saying that they're calling out the stereotypes of the negative stereotypes in the show. But that's not why people were coming at you. They were coming at you because of what y'all said about the trailer that came out a month before. They're not coming at you about the damn show. See, this is what I'm talking about. They sitting up here just straight blatantly lying. They know why Black people was coming at them. It wasn't about what they're saying here. It's about what you said in the trailer. The stereotypes that you was throwing on the Black people in the trailer. That's why they were coming at you. But now they're sitting up here saying, oh, they're coming at us because we're calling out that they're saying that there's stereotypes in the show. That's not why they're coming at you. And even when y'all do that, it still comes off as very staunchly anti-Black because we know how you get down. It doesn't come off from a place of genuine concern. It comes from a very anti-Black space.
Positive representation. That's not what you're getting.
And the cycle just.
And even when there is positive representation, y'all still got shit to say. So y'all can go straight to hell with that shit. I mean, talking out of both sides of their ass.
Goes over and over again, as Ryan brought up. Like, we went through this with fucking Blue Beetle and She-Hulk with misogyny. It just gets tired. It's you are writing this shit, not us. We're just.
Where were all the where was the review bombing for Sinners, which just came out? There wasn't, because people overwhelmingly liked it. Not everybody, but overwhelmingly people.
Did any of you like it? And the thing is, they couldn't review bomb Sinners because there was nothing there for them to do. They would look stupid doing it. Hell, a lot of stuff that they review bomb, they look dumb. I don't know if I remember telling y'all, but when it came to Ironheart, they review bombed the hell out of that show so bad on IMDb. They gave it so many 1-star ratings that you had people creating multiple accounts and literally copying and pasting the same comment over and over and over again, like 10 damn times. They over on there on Rotten Tomatoes, they had to remove the review bomb comments to actually reveal what its actual score was, which was way higher than what it was. They're gonna sit up there and say, "Where's the review bomb for this?" The thing is, let's just hypothetically say you didn't review bomb Sinners or maybe one other movie. That doesn't take away the fact that there are so many others out there that you did do that to.
Liked that movie. So shockingly, it didn't get review bombed. Well, it just happened for this one. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird how the shit always gets review bombed. That's weird.
It's like write another story. We had Robin Hood,
and we know it was review bomb because the goddamn idiots who did it before the show even came on. There's a thing called dates and time. We looked at the date that the comments were made and the time that it was made. Many of them who review bombed it left comments all the way up until maybe the hour before the show even premiered its first goddamn episode. So what are they talking about?
This whole meme about that was be gay, do crime. So what did they do in this? In the first episode, like, do you have a man in here? Do you have a woman? They were sure to like, you're a parent. Do you not know by this point?
I want you to hear some of these people's accents too. A lot of these people are not even from here. Like the one talking right here and Pearl above him. They're not from here. But they always got shit to say about us and what's going on here.
They'll have to ask her every week to make sure she hasn't changed. And then she just immediately does crime. Like every single stereotype is hit in this show. Like if I wrote it, I'm pretty sure I'd be getting arrested for a hate crime.
It's sad to me because all the things all the elements that they put in this show that seem so obviously stereotypical, like the stealing and like the overly kind of hood.
And it's crazy that they keep talking about stealing and stuff like that when you can look at the stats and look who leads in stealing, and it ain't black people. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, from petty theft to armed robbery.
The overly kind of hood conversation. It seems like those are elements that are put in because they think that will get
the overly hood conversations. I know little orphan Annie ain't talking. The overly hood conversations. These are some of the same people that think that this show took place in the hood. I mean, at least that's what Tyrone Magnus thought.
Certain type of person to watch the show, but it comes.
Look what she just said right there. Let me rewind it.
The show, but it get a certain type of person to watch the show, but
a certain type of person to watch the show. That's another reason why they didn't like it, because the show was very overwhelmingly Afrocentric. I'll put it like that. And when it's like that and they can't digest it, then they deem it as woke or not for them, and then they have to go on and then bash it. Whenever they are not the center of anything, that is what they do. That's actually what they're doing right now with Superman. And speaking of Superman, let me just say this, since we're talking about Nerd Rodic, and I'm gonna say it now because I couldn't find the screenshot, but I did see it, but I didn't get it. Do you know that Nerd Rodic, he put up his review about Superman, didn't watch it, but people was going in on him in his comments because they said what you said it was a bunch of bullshit, but that can be said about a lot of things that he said. But in a comment, he said, oh, and by the way, Mr. Terrific, who is black, by the way, he says Superman and Lois and I think somebody else. And then he said hashtag BLM. But you don't want to, you're upset, or you're not upset, but you don't feel people should come at you for the stuff that you say. Why did you have to type that? Number one, that didn't even happen in the movie. So I don't know what the hell he was watching. And two, why did you have to say hashtag BLM, which we know is Black Lives Matter? Kind equations and no spoilers. Listen, that wasn't a spoiler because that didn't happen in the movie. Trust me, if you go watch it, you be like, oh, okay.
It comes off like, no, you're just reinforcing all these stereotypes. Yes. And it's like, what?
I want to know, why do they give a damn so much about what black people got going on anyway? Like someone said in the chat earlier, I thought y'all had black fatigue. I couldn't tell by listening to this filth. This and the previous video. Like I told y'all, we live rent-free in their heads. And like the thumbnail said, they need us to pay their bills. Like for me, when I and you know me, I review all types of movies. As a matter of fact, the last couple of movies that I reviewed, all of them had white leads. And I just gave my unbiased take on each of them, and I broke it down, and y'all saw them. These fools, especially the main person of discussion, they can't do that. And they won't do that. Because if they do, they know for a fact they will start to dwindle in views. So they have to keep up the facade. They already come in with a bias. Like y'all heard me say in my Superman review, I said I had my expectations was kind of in the middle because of the history of DC. But then after leaving out of the theater, I said, I think James Gunn might have started something great with this setting the foundation. But again, that was just my take. People like Nerd Rodic, they already going in and say, oh, what y'all saw the video that I did yesterday what the people on Fox News had to say. He was talking like that. Oh, Pam, I'm so glad you brought that up because I almost forgot about that. But thank you, Pam. Pam. I'm so glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. But we're gonna save that for the end. We are going to save that for the end. As a matter of fact, I have to go and find that picture. I think I sent it. I know I sent it to Dre. So let me go in here and retrieve that picture right quick. He gonna sit up there and talk about us being the damn stereotype. Okay. You want to play that game? I got one to play right along with you. But let's continue.
Why don't you just, if you love your black character so much, give them a good. It's the stuff we've been saying all the time. Give them a good original script or just something that.
It is an original script, you dingbat. And it's for an original character who just happens to be a legacy character. Because her name is Ironheart, not Iron Man.
That's well done and not relying on stereotypes.
They don't like black characters. They like victim characters. They want victim characters.
You want to know what's so crazy? I want to see them write a black character. I'm almost scared to see what that would even look like or sound like. Could you imagine what a black character that they write would look and sound like? Just based off of what they said in these two videos. They would make a stereotype, but it would be a buck dancing stereotype. But see, they don't see that as a stereotype, though.
That's it. They don't want black characters. If they wanted black characters, they would be screaming for Wesley Snipes' Blade right now. They don't want that. They don't want good black characters. They don't want good female characters. They want good.
We've been said that we wanted Blade, but we wanted them to do it with Mahershala Ali because that's the one that set it off. What the fuck is he talking about? And I said that if they had Blade in the MCU Blade movie, then let him be like a cameo. Talking about if they really wanted black characters, why don't they go and get Wesley Snipes? Like, why did you have to bring up Wesley Snipes' name? Why? Oh, let me guess. In your eyes, Wesley is one of the good ones. Or maybe it's because Wesley paid his debt to society because of that tax evasion stuff from years ago. Why did you bring him up? Ms. Nisa said, Torian said, don't give these F-ups any idea. Listen, at the end of the day, it's on Marvel's hands on what they're going to do with Blade or not. I could say it, but they not listening to me.
Good victim characters because the moment they get a good female character, they don't pay attention to it. And I believe in reparations, by the way. Wesley Snipes deserves all the reparations.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, ladies and gentlemen.
Moment they get a good female character, they don't pay attention to it. And I believe in reparations, by the way. Wesley Snipes deserves all the reparations because that motherfucker should have never been put in prison. He should have absolutely been. He should have a pass for life because he was Passenger 57 and Blade and Simon and Phoenix. So
he said it. I don't have to repeat it. Pam, listen. Oh my God. So that's that part. But thanks to Pam, because I almost forgot to mention this. So Nerd Rodic, y'all. The same guy that talks about stereotypes and all this, that, and the third. I present to you Exhibit A, a stereotype. Or maybe for him, a norm. This is Nerd Rodic's mugshot. from when he was 22 years old. And I think this was taken back in 1988, if that's the date, 788, if that's the date. That's him. Do y'all want to know why Nerdrotic was arrested and did some time? Does anyone want to know why Nerdrotic did a little bid? Nerdrotic is like in his 50s, y'all. In case y'all didn't know, he was 22 here. And the way I know this is because he mentioned this himself like last year, that he did some crime, that he did time. This guy was what they call a street pharmacist. Yes. And it's alleged that a couple of his clients were minors. This guy was involved with distribution of narcotics. And he got hit with multiple charges, and one of them was a felony. Cosmo said he's 59, so he's almost 60. Okay. But he gonna sit up there and talk about us in stereotypes. And the crazy part about it is, when I was looking through the comments of the thread where this picture was at, because someone got a hold of it and posted it, he reposted it and just basically tried to big himself up as this new changed person, and his clan flocked to it like bees to honey and said that the person who posted this, not him, but the person who posted this and brought this to their awareness, that they were wrong and, you know, everyone deserves a second chance. I said, oh, really now? Because when Wesley did what he did, people were saying his career is over, that he should never work in Hollywood ever again. And what he did only affected him. What this dude did affected others. So to sit up there and talk the way that you do, like you're some kind of a saint, and you got this looming in your background, I don't give a damn if it's not attached to your record anymore. It's out there for public consumption, and people know about it because you told us about it. It's not like anyone had to dig to find this, because he put it out there. That's how I found out about it. And then when I did, I took the picture, this same picture, and I sent it to Dre Mack, and he highlighted it on his show. Yes, he is a whole ex-con, but want to sit up there and talk about stereotypes and robbery and thievery for a show, a scripted show. Meanwhile, what he did was not scripted. It was very much real life. No lights, no cameras, no costume design, no prop, because what he was distributing was not a prop, far from it. None of that. G. Buchler, and the G stands for Gary because his name is Gary. Anyway, y'all know what time it is. So here's the link for y'all in the chat. I know y'all gonna flock up here. I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say. Cosmo, what's going on? You beat Wallow just by like a second.
Damn, I'm shocked. Hey, what's going on? I mean, like I said earlier, I'm pretty versed with these guys and their whole motif. This is what they do all the time. They will
all the time.
Yes, they will leave out the stuff that they said that was offensive. And you know what? Their fan base knows that what they said, but their fan base is down with it. This is for them to dog whistle to new people who make them, oh, you know what? those black people was just being mean to you and stuff. I kind of agree with what you're saying. So you know what? I'm gonna subscribe. This is what they want to do. They existing fans and subscribers already know that these guys are very versed at throwing stones and hiding hands. This is what they do all the time. And one of the things, that what you said earlier about Ryan Connell, that was I think it was the Jebediah Springfield statue in Universal that he did that said the George Floyd thing, and then he played victim people. Like Torian already know this, and a few people in the comment know that he played victim when he got called out for that. He played extreme victim. Anybody, a group that could sit there and do a tally count of they just looking for white faces or lack thereof, so they can have something to either complain about positively. I mean, either way they go complain negatively. If it ain't enough white people, that's good. That Batman thing, that was one of the most pathetic things I've seen someone in this ilk do. One of the things, but on subject of Nerdrotic or of what's his name? Gary? Good. Gary, you almost 60 years old, my dude. You went from degeneracy to bigotry, like I said in the comment of the picture, because he posted it himself. I said
he did. That's how I found it, because no one knew that this man had a record. You know, he posted that up himself, plus the charges that he did, and he that's the thing, he wore it like it was a badge of honor, like, you know, yeah, I did it, but I've grown from it. Have you?
Exactly. No,
Have
he
you,
hasn't.
Rizzo?
No, he hasn't. He just found a lucrative way of being a degenerate that's safer for him. You know, that's all he's done. And Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Connell, it's like Ryan, you know, like somebody got punchable face. Ryan Connell got that type of face. But like he said, oh, see, you're not trying to you just basically giving this to your stereotype. Like, no, I said you had a punchable face. I didn't say I want to punch you in the face. See, there's a difference. Yeah, I like flip. This is what they do. They flip words and anger. They flip like people snapping on them like with jokes into something to make themselves look like the victim. This is what, like you said, Ken and Karen behavior. And I'm anybody that's just basically they're only made to be cooked and roasted. We can't take these clowns serious. And I'm gonna land my plane there.
Appreciate you coming up.
All right, man.
Jonathan, what's going on?
What's up, Torian? You mean to tell me I also passed up Wallow J?
No, well, you was there. No, but Wallow had fell off, and then you was next up.
Oh, cool. Well, I wanted to give my take on this because this ain't the first time, Ron Chanel has been flat hating, or this other no-lip community has been flat hating on Black Star Roads. I just want to let you know that Ron Chanel came to my city to do some type of innovation of U of H, and I used to stop by U of H a lot, but I haven't I haven't been there for years, and thank God I stopped then, because if I had knew about the type of person he was, and he was coming to do an intervention at U of H, and I was there to see him face to face, there probably wouldn't be no intervention. But anyway, yeah, they just bothered about the fact that the Black Star Roles are taking over. You know what I'm saying? And and their time of being the stars and taking over character roles are vanishing. Well, at least they act like they're vanishing, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some more movies with people from his community taking star roles, star leads. They still got video games of white people being protagonists. So why do they always complain and whine about a black character, having their own star role? Like, and why they making fun? They're making fun of a young woman. Like they don't see the shame in that. Grown
And that's the thing. They use the thing of like in the video, the second video of, oh, they're going after, they saying stereotype. No, they're using that as a disguise to say what they really want to say. And we can read between the lines because they said what they said in the trailer reaction, and then going to come back on here and say people are coming at them because of something else. No, that's the what y'all said in that trailer reaction. Which, if you, it wasn't even really a reaction, it was a nitpick and an excuse for you to be your anti-black selves. That's what happened right there. And then when something happens with them, and they cry, this is why I say I feel nothing. I feel nothing is the cornerstone of my channel, especially when it comes to them, especially on topics like this. They literally opened the floodgate for me to say that, and I mean it. I say it with my whole chest all the time.
Man, look. I paid attention to what you said on one part, because and I started to see this since Little Mermaid. It's like the more they hate on it, make videos of constantly hate on it, the more it seems like the more attention the show gets. I mean, look at it when they were trying to hate on Little Mermaid. People trying to give it 1 star and all that. But instead of people like going by there, they went to see the movie themselves, and they're like, "Oh, this movie was a blast."
And it made money. And it made money. It made a lot of money. And just like with this, like y'all basically boosted the ratings for the show for people who probably didn't know the show existed or probably didn't want to watch. But you know what? This is what I've noticed. When you have people like this say the stuff that they do, 9 times out of 10, that means the project might actually be pretty good. I don't take anything they say seriously because I already know what angle they're coming at it with, because they do the same thing all the time. They're like a broken record. That record is all scratched up and it keeps skipping. So whenever they say that, I know for a fact it's probably going to be good. And even if it's not, I'm going to judge it based off of what I saw, not nearly anything what they say, but I don't listen to them anyway.
And bro, yeah, I mean, look at Assassin's Creed Shadows. They hated on that Black Samurai dude. Like, now that game is selling because of all the hate it was getting. You know what I'm saying? But you know, hating pays too now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to bring this up, but this also reminds me of Angel Reese when she gets hated on. Like now, Angel Reese, she got her own. I don't know if you heard, she got her own. Her signature shoe came out already. That's coming out for next year, and she's on the front cover of the new NBA 2K26 game. She's on the front cover, WNBA edition. And I should have tagged you this on Twitter, but someone took her cover photo and depicted her as a monkey. So I'm gonna tag you on that as soon as I get off on with you, because I also want you to do a video on that. And Robert Griffin, RG3 jumped in.
I have a live coming up about that soon.
Like, this dude just don't know how, when to keep his mouth closed. He should have just shut up on this one, because everybody's on his ass. My brother texted me about him. He was so mad at him. I'm telling you, bro, man. So these folks, they just can't take it. They can't stand to see a black stars taking on black roles, like the roles that they're known to be starred in. And we ain't talking about no black gangsters shoot 'em up movies, but superheroes, like fiction, sci-fi. That's their thing. And they see black folks being roles in Disney movies and all, and it's bothering them. And I don't know why. Instead of being jealous and being hateful, they're not congratulating. But at the same time, their hating is a low-key congratulating, because it's putting out more. I was willing to see how they react when this new fighting game come out. Okay, so I don't know if you heard about this game, but it's a retro type of beat 'em up. I don't know if you play like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis games. They have when you pick your character, and the character goes on the street and beat up a bunch of bad guys. And to help to save the city and a friend or a girl or something. Well, they have one like that where it's usually just like a ton of white people, or 3-4 white people, or 1 black person. This game features 3 black people, One of them has on a beard, a flat top with shades on. It's called Deadly Metropolis. And three characters are the protagonists, and they're all black. It's just a sneak peek, but it's going to be coming out like probably like next year. The trailer going to be coming out soon. So I'm going to keep my eye on it and see how Ryan Cannell and their hateful, no lip Probisky's react to that, because I know they're gonna be hating on them when they find out this is a character that everybody's gonna be like black characters fighting, doing beat 'em up series. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I've been seeing trending that I want you to go check out. So now get some more updates on it. I'm gonna let you know about that too.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get on to my workout. I'm gonna watch the game. Angel Reese, I'm about to play right now. I'm gonna check them out as well. You have a good one, man. Be one.
All right, shout out to Jonathan. Before I bring up the next person, we got Raphael, the G with the 2. He says, "Are we pretending that these shows are good?" I'm not pretending. I'm giving my honest take on the show. If I like the show, I like, and that's another thing. And it's not just you. Everyone think that if a show is bad, then everybody has to have the hive mind in saying that it's bad. It's all pretty much subjective at the end. Now, there are some things out there that are genuinely just complete utter trash. But when you have people saying stuff like this show is the worst thing that Marvel has ever made, I want you to understand something that's far from true. When you got stuff like Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, what else? Thor Love and Thunder, Thor Dark World, and then you say that this is worse than that, then I know you're lying. Wilder, what's going on?
What's up, Torrin? So I dropped down like twice, I guess because of the area I was in, so I had to go somewhere else. But these folks, like you said, they got black fatigue, but they want our black attention though. Like you gotta make it make sense.
That's why the thumbnail says they need us to pay their bills.
Exactly. That's the new thread, y'all. They have black fatigue but want black attention. Like you can't make this shit up. You don't like us, yet you talking about the show stereotyping this girl and then calling her all these different names. No one letting us know, one, you watch everything we do, even though you claim to have black fatigue, and two, you like the stuff that we put out there. Like, stop sitting here acting, trying to feel bad. I don't feel bad for these folks. Now I see why they women don't want them no more.
Like I said, look at that's why I had to put us to the side. Like, look at this right here. Look at these. It's 4 screenshots right here. All 4 of them are different videos about this show. Look at the titles. Ironheart is hilariously dumb. The MCU needs to end. Ironheart is an iconic disaster. Black Girl Magic 2.0. Ironheart called Marvel's worst yet. And then I can't see the other one. See, that's what I mean. If y'all don't like it, but I couldn't tell because look at how many videos he did on it. And I could go onto YouTube and scroll down and put in Nerd Rodic Ironheart, and it's way more. And all the thumbnails look just like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't like the show, why are you still talking about it? Most likely, because you love the show.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that because I was watching another video who does commentary like this, but they do it consistently more than I would ever do. And it was somebody, and they were talking about the what show? You know what? It might have been Ironheart. They were on there talking about how, well, there's 3 more episodes of this trash, so that means 3 more videos that we can do about it. So you're telling me right there, you already called the show trash, but now you want to consistently do it because you know it's going to bring views your way because you're echoing a certain narrative that your audience likes. And you know that's going to bring you engagement and clicks and views, subscribers, and of course, money.
Yeah, like how you gonna say you don't like the show, but you talk like if you didn't upload, if you did a review of the whole series, okay, I can buy it a little bit, but when you talking about every episode as an upload, yeah, you just grifting. You just grifting. Like, stop sitting here acting like you don't like this. Y'all know y'all love this stuff. Y'all, and then you gonna bring Wesley Snipes up. Y'all need to be thanking that man because if it wasn't for that man, if it wasn't for Wesley Snipes and Blade back in '99. the Marvel universes that we know today wouldn't even exist. So what are we talking about here? Like, it's all this stuff. They just mad because they don't bring, like you said, Torian, we are the salt of this earth. They don't like the fact that when we come out here and we do our thing, we shine.
Someone actually did a video, like a breakdown video. And when I saw that, it actually put a lot into perspective. They was talking about how it was 3 movies that came out from the year of 2018 all the way to 2022. The 3 movies was Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and Aquaman. All 3 of those movies made over $1 billion. Aquaman, that was a cornerstone for them because that was the DC's first $1 billion movie.
Right.
But what they said, what you notice is that in the movies you had one that was led by a black man, the other one was led by a woman, and then they throw Jason Momoa into the person of color because he's Polynesian. So they throw him into the POC category.
Asian. Yeah, he's Asian.
Yeah. So they did that. And then they said when they came out with their sequels, notice that the numbers were not on par. And even outside of that, the next big movies that they came out with all had majority white led characters, but they didn't hit the $1 billion mark. I said, you know what? I didn't see that until someone put that out there and really broke it down.
I can understand that, especially with Black Panther 2, because I mean, Chad just passed away, so they had to revamp the whole movie and try to say. So everybody kind of had their we lowered our expectations once Chadman was in the movie, and that's no disrespect to Ryan Coogler and them. They did what they could. That's all I can say. They did what they could with Black Panther.
And the thing is, the reason why, and for those who don't know, they didn't use Spider-Man No Way Home as an example because technically that movie, even though Tom Holland is the lead in that movie, he had a lot of help in that movie. Like he had, they brought back 2 former Spider-Men, and they brought back all the old villains, and they had Doctor Strange in there, so he had a lot of assistance. So that's why they didn't count it, even though it made $1 billion. We know why it made $1 billion because it was a nostalgia film. Honestly, that's really what it was.
It was. Let me land my plane because Mansa Musa wants to come up, so I'll land my plane there before he called me a meatball.
Okay. Appreciate you coming up. Wow, he probably gonna call you one anyway. But I think I see another a super chat that came in. Raphael, again, shout out to you for the $5 and 55. We'll just round it up to 6. He says, didn't mean to remove my message. He says, I hear what you're saying, but to be honest, Ironheart was terrible. Fam, it's on the same level as She-Hulk. The story, and you know what? That is your opinion. But like I said, honestly, to compare it to She-Hulk, that's crazy. I couldn't even get through. I found myself roasting every episode of She-Hulk with the exception of the Daredevil episode. Honestly, but again, that is your opinion. So that's how you felt about it. All right, next up we got Mansa Musa. What's going on?
You can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, should have hit yo with the buzzer because you always trying to hit people with the buzzer. Shout out to Wilder. All this is just the gathering of the raw meatball community, because they never cook, never season, so they always have unseasoned topics, unseasoned talking points. So it's just the raw meatball community. You know how that go. I don't know why they keep saying the things they keep saying about the show. I've seen the show. It's a good miniseries. It definitely picked up like halfway through the show because it is a slow burner in the beginning. My thing is, my opinion, if they keep it where it's at, it's a good miniseries. If they do continue with a season 2, just to see where they go with Natalie, because I don't want to spoil it too much if anybody hasn't watched it. But just to see where they go after what happens. That's up to them. I don't know if I don't think it needs a season 2 if they want to keep it a miniseries.
Yeah, because honestly, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. I would be fine if they didn't have a season 2, even though some people are like, they want it. But even if they didn't, I wouldn't feel any type of way if they didn't. I felt the same way when it came to Penguin. I said, if they did a season 2, hey, perfect, because the show was great. But if they don't do one, I wouldn't be upset by that either. But I truly believe, of course, again, we will see her character definitely again, either in Doomsday or Secret Wars. So
yeah, definitely.
And also another thing, like to let people know, the show was supposed to have been come out like 2023 or something like that, or 2024, but because of the actors and writers strike, that's what the delay was. The show was already done, so really we're watching a show with like over 2 years worth of footage. That's really that's what we're watching, is old footage. But because of the actors and writers strike, they couldn't release anything, so they had to delay it. But the show was supposed to come out, I think, last year. But because of the strikes, that's why they ended up delaying, and nothing could be done. Like nothing could be shot, nothing could be released, nothing new could be released. So I mean, we talked about it. We remember what happened.
Yeah, I saw the video you did with I forgot the girl's name that you did the video with, but that you did the review with, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Then one thing I did like is that you both were excited to talk about it. I said that's good, because you need people to see that other people are excited to talk about the show, and the way that you guys delve into the cinematic universe and just comics and the Marvel thing, just all in all. It's like, all right, cool. Like, that's good. People need to see this, that people are excited about the show. Like, me personally, my opinion, it is a good show. It's a good miniseries. I don't know if it needs a season 2 though, because I don't want it to divert from the original storyline from what it was going to, because that can be a little tricky. Because even then, it got a little tricky with The Last of Us season 2, and I didn't even watch that show. I didn't need to, because I got both the games. So, but it's like, I get it, but at the same time, just looking at the names that was on the panel that they had, what's the dude name? Epic Mike was his name. That's the ambiguous dude.
Yeah.
Okay? Super token. He got his hair blown out in the fashion make it look like he black. We don't know if he's really black or not. He could just be Puerto Rican or some shit. We don't know who Yo is. Half them people up there are most likely, well, tethers, as one would say, because they display behaviors that go against Black American people, that denigrate Black American people, or just Black people in general, but specifically Black American people. And it's very goofy to see. It's just like, all right. Pearl's accent was fucking up his English, so we can barely get out 2 words. Everybody else was just typical. Now I gotta say, I don't need you to be getting your gray hairs too soon, because you be spazzing on it. It's like
like I told people, my biggest pet peeve is when you insult my intelligence, and that's what they did. So that's what takes me there.
Yeah,
as y'all, that's why I don't be doing them Torian Rage videos anymore. I don't know if he was around when I was doing those, but if you thought me spazzing out right here was something, you should have heard those videos. Like, I was really going in. I probably almost broke the sound barrier. But
are they still up? I'm about to watch them.
yeah. I have a whole playlist dedicated to that.
I
think the last one I probably did was probably well over a year ago. It's been a long time since I've done
those videos. You didn't calm down since then, even though you have little spurts, because that shit was hilarious. It was like, yo, you calling us criminals? Hold on. Thanks to Miss Pam, by way of Miss Pam, let me bring this up real quick. Yo, this you? 4K? This you? Selling drugs to kids? This you? Flintstone vitamins and Pedialyte? This you? Yeah, all right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You understand? I ain't trying to hear nothing. I was like, yo, that shit is hilarious. Other than that, just the typical. Just how it is. Just the typical. The raw turkey meatball community. You know how I go. We'll be here, as always, holding shit down. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, B1. I'm out.
B1. Shout out to Mansa Musa. And shout out to Raphael again for the 222. He said, let's see what the numbers say. New sub salute. Well, first off, I appreciate you for the contribution and for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, I guess we'll see. What the numbers say. But like I said, that doesn't negate the fact that they definitely review bombed the show. Like when I was typing it in, that thing had nothing but a bunch of 1 stars under IMDb, and that again, they were review bombing the hell out of that show, and I saw it before the show even came out. What's going on, Craig? But listen, I think that was the last person to come up and speak. Shout out to everyone that did come up and speak. The next live won't be until Tuesday, but of course, you will be receiving 2 videos on Monday. Now, the 2 videos on Monday, let me tell you something right now. Those 2 videos are personal to me because I actually did a writing treatment for both of those commentaries, meaning that this is not attached to an article or anything. It was something that was on my mind, and I just started typing, and I made up a whole script to go off of. One of them, the script is like 3 pages. The other one is like 10 pages. So get ready, because when y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, wow, it was a lot of thought that went into making both of those commentaries. I must have spent at least 5 hours in front of the computer making both of those videos on the same day. I was going in it's like the creative juices was flowing, but you'll see what I mean when I upload them on Monday. So with that being said, y'all, we are about to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. It's hot and muggy outside, so if you're going outside, make sure y'all stay hydrated. Make sure the AC is cranked all the way up. And with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be safe, and most importantly, be one.